Rolling.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Spinner Rack. I'm here with the boys and our special guest star, Professor CA. Say what's up, Professor CA.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be here.
Hey, PD Cal, you guys good?
Yes.
Okay, today we're going to be doing the Suicide Squad. They've dropped the trailer. Is it hot? Is it something we want to see? Hey, check it out with us and we'll tell you what we think. Put it on, selector.
Rolling.
There's no rating?
Your government's the entire mission for a medical defective justice support justice coming from a guy that wears a toilet seat on his head. We don't leave one roll behind. Hopefully, Rob's still alive.
No funny business, Colonel. These are dangerous people.
Team 2 is clear to go.
5, 3, 2.
What are you guys doing?
What? We're here to save you.
You were gonna save me?
It was a really good plan, too.
Well, I can go back inside and you can still do it.
That's patronizing.
I'm so sorry. Harley Quinn.
Blood sport.
How can Bloodsport see that helmet?
You know the deal. Successfully complete the mission, you get 10 years off your sentence. You fail to follow my orders in any way, and I detonate the explosive device in the base of your skull.
Shondo?
The Suicide Squad.
Oh my God.
Nom nom.
No! He ate that dude.
And
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
we're all gonna die. I hope so. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Here's the deal. We fail the mission, you die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized license plates, you die. Cover your mouth.
Harley, hello. That isn't an open invitation for you to cough without covering your mouth.
What's the play? What the hell am I supposed to know? You're the leader. You're supposed to be decisive. And I've decided that you should eat a big bag of dicks. If this whole beach was completely covered in dicks, and somebody said I'd eat every dick until the beach was clean for liberty, I would say no problemo.
Why would someone
What the hell?
over the beach?
Who knows why madmen do what they do? This is suicide.
Oh, that's kind of our thing.
Oh, man.
Don't you worry, I'm gonna get you out of here alive.
I'm going to get you out of here alone.
Oh my God, we've got a freaking kaiju up in this shit!
That was Starro?
Love the rain.
Yeah.
It's like angels are splooting all over us.
That wasn't Rain, was it?
Robbie is holding it down, baby.
Where was that character in the Birds of Prey movie? Yeah, what was that liquid she's talking about? Rain. Was that Rain?
I don't know. It may not be.
What do you think?
Talk about rain, but you know.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I would like to think it's Rain. If not, there's only a few other liquids I can think of.
You and your dirty mouth.
Stop.
You and your dirty
Stop
mouth.
it. No.
This is a family.
I was going to
show.
say beer. You know,
Clearly, Professor CA, you're putting him on.
I'm on probation. I'm not saying anything.
I don't know what to say. Hey, so listen, everybody. Fantastic
probation.
trailer, off the chain, off the chain. Hey, what was your initial thoughts on this, Professor CA? Bumping up to you.
Yo, I literally had to take like tissue out. I can just tell from right now that movie is just gonna be me. Well, maybe not in the theater, but if I was in the theater, I would just be crying. Seems like I'm gonna be crying crying tears of laughter that whole movie. And James Gunn, yo, just so happy for James Gunn, especially with kind of like the attempt to cancel and all that kind of stuff. So, and it's just so fun. You can actually see he's basically getting paid to do the same thing he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm just like, and I'm not hating at all. Like even the line that made me crack up with the like, if you do this, you die. If you do that, that's totally the who's Gamora, where's Gamora? That was a total lift, and I don't mind. I'm not mad at it.
Not mine with any lifts. You hear that? Not a problem with that, my friend.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I have a problem with lists. Not
So-
that.
I was like,
I'm
I don't think
just-
he's getting paid just to do the stuff that he loves to do. Sorry, and that he's already so good at. He's good at like ensembles,
Exactly.
like weird creatures. So yeah,
Petey,
Gonna
what's your
be
take on this?
The thing is that it's obviously going to be a fun movie. I'm a little indifferent because these are characters that I know that are going to be changed for the more fun factor. But the issue that I have is James Gunn is going like this. I have a DC comic over here. He just go into a comic book and he's just like, hey, let's go look in this. Why don't you guys use Starro? What's wrong with Starro? Well, that's kind of ridiculous. He wasn't even using it in the Super Friends. Okay, no, I'm using it. And the problem is that he's going to have fun with Starro, but then there's also having cool things you can do with Starro. So it's like, and this is the Starro's in the comic that started the whole Justice League that, basically the Fantastic Four copied him fighting Starro where they turned into a regular monster and whatnot that FF was fighting, but they're held in the same position Starro has them. So it's just like looking at it, it's like, finally, somebody gave us Starro and he's gonna have a little fun with it, but at the same time, it's still Starro. If he gets the mask that puts the stars on people's faces and controls them, and controls half the planet, like one of my favorite stories by Keith Giffen that was in the Justice League Europe, where he basically almost takes over the whole planet, and the only people that are left are the people in the Justice League Europe. And when they send people over, they teleport them over. Starro immediately takes them over, and they're like, "Oh man, we lost another one. How do we deal with this?" So it's like it was a fun issue, but it's just like Starro was also something they're doing visually showing you Starro. Like Starro is something where later on you wouldn't see where he's at, but they have his small minions on people's faces. So it's a very powerful thing having this humongous star creature. But then they're gonna like show you it. Now I want to see how far they're gonna go with this. They have a lot of cheese in this, but at the same time, I gotta give him. I'm impressed that he actually used them. And maybe we can get them to use some stuff instead of just going to all the dark elements of the DC universe. So.
What about you, Kyle? Give us your 411.
I also want to thank James Gunn for using these characters because I'm selling books and I'm making money, so I'm happy about that. So thank you, James Gunn. All these first appearances that everybody thought, oh, not going to amount to anything. Well, I'm putting these books up. I'm making $50. I'm making $100 a pop. Okay, and you should have bought them when I had them up there for cheaper prices. Okay, but you guys unfortunately don't seem to want to listen to the comic book hero. You want to wait until there's a trailer, and now everybody's making the mad dash. You're like, oh, can I still get it for 30? No, you can't get it for 30. You pay 130.
that's right.
That being said, that should be a lesson to you. You can't want the book when it's hot. You got to know you got to know this is going to be a good book and it's going to get hot. But you don't listen to the comic book hero. That being said, again, I'm in line with everybody else. It looks like a lot of fun. The only caveat I have is a character like Starro. I think you can use Starro with great efficacy. That's you do that right. That's a terrifying character to have because he pretty much takes over people's will. One people want to, oh, well, it's a starfish and this, that, and the other. But you do the movie right, and you just see, look, everybody's succumbing to this. It's almost like how a clown becomes this, incredibly scary thing, and it's supposed to be just this guy there to make you laugh at the end of the day. It's just a matter of how you apply the makeup. So I don't mind seeing a character like Starro, but I would hope that they're used so you can still introduce them later. I don't like say like how they went the Deadpool movies and you got Colossus there for comic relief, or they get the Juggernaut in there and he's getting shocked up his ass, stuff of that. And you're like, well, come on. I don't mind, you guys want to do certain things for a laugh, but it shouldn't be at the expense of the character. Meaning that the next time people look at this character, oh, that's not Colossus. Colossus is just supposed to be this dumb dude, who's always armored up. He has no more depth. He has no more depth in that. So as long as it's not done to the point where it totally undermines and undervalues the character, I'm there for it. I'm not too sure about the whole blood sport thing. That's definitely different than the way that I'm seeing this character being approached is different than what I've seen in the comics. So that'll unfold. But the best thing is seeing Margot Robbie play, Harley Quinn again, and wonder, well, what the hell happened? That's what everybody went to Birds of Prey to she was the draw in that film. Okay, and everybody went to that movie to pretty much see that, and we didn't get a lot of that at all. And I'm seeing more of that just in the trailer right here, just in those pieces right there in the trailer. We got a lot more of the character that people were introduced to and became endeared to in that first Suicide Squad film, and we're seeing it again here. So the fact that it was just totally bypassed for the most part in the Birds of Prey film, malpractice.
Very interesting. I mean, I gotta I'll consider that a positive review overall from all you guys. Starro, the starfish, or excuse me, the kaiju, as the guy said, monster from the deep, I guess, or space alien. Interesting choice. I think they need to make sure that they're using that sparingly, but you never know how it is with James Gunn. I think props for James Gunn for bringing this movie out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be with Professor CA. It's going to be an enjoyable film. You're going to laugh. The scenes that they have are just alone. We all agree. Harley Quinn she just steals the show already. I mean, just seeing her in there, we know that she's going to be doing her stuff left and right. So I mean, I'm all for it. I don't see anything else. The only thing that I see also, not anything else, my bad, but was it King Shark?
Yeah.
He is stealing the show too. You know what I'm trying to say? Eating people, ripping them up. Hey, I got a hand up to.
Yum yum. I'm like, what?
They're
So
making
look on the guy's face like yum yum. Wait, no.
they're making
No yum yum.
Bloodsport the straight man clearly, versus all these crazy characters.
If he's a straight man, what about Rick Flag?
And Rick Flag, those two are the straight men. I thought Rick Flag was the head of the group, but they're saying that Bloodsport is the head of the group.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem. Yeah,
that's a big change.
I think they could have stuck with the character that's in the comic for Bloodsport, but I mean, they can't have. They got Idris playing them, so he's gonna have some more character instead of a sort of a brooding person that kind of goes nuts and blows up half the town. So.
Hey, but wait a second. Can Rick Flag doesn't he need to go to jail? I mean, because what he did in the last movie was trying to help his girlfriend out and not, he should have. I don't know. I'm just saying. But hey, I'm interested.
He's going to jail.
You don't go to jail. You just get re-upped on the Suicide Squad. Like, okay, you're gonna do another 5 years.
And it looks like they're both not going to make it out of that. I don't know, because they have 2 leaders now, so it's looking like maybe one of them may not make it to the end of the movie.
I'm voting for Rick Flag.
There's a lot of characters, and they didn't really go into many of them.
Mars, what do you think he's going to go to jail for? Explain your point that you.
No, my point was just I think in the last movie he was helping his girlfriend out, who the Enchantress. He knew better until because of that he should have,
Yeah, but Amanda Waller was there with him, so is she going to go to jail too?
She's the boss. She can't go to jail.
Then he's not going to jail.
All right, so it is. But like you said, probably say, well, because of this, your unproductive, your behavior, we're going to make you stay another term. But overall, like I said, I think there's going to be a bloodbath. There's going to be a lot of characters. The last movie they didn't put out a lot of characters didn't die. We had a couple, but I think that's the whole purpose of this group. They're supposed to be expendable, is. Waller has to understand the situation that's going on. Will it be Starro that's the ultimate bad guy? I'm not sure, but it has to be. I don't think she would say, "Oh, wow, that's the ultimate bad guy," so I have to send this crew. I don't get that. Probably it is.
There's still some other characters that are in the movie that didn't even get any light in that trailer. Like Arm Fall Off Boy is in the film. He didn't, we didn't see him. And I mean, you could even what's his name? What's the guy's name again? The wrestler, the guy who's playing the Peacemaker, John Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah, you can kill off his character with no problem.
Please, you can show. They're doing a show Peacemaker on HBO Max.
Well, I guess you're not gonna kill off his. There's a whole bunch of guys you could do. Anybody, I usually judge it by the lines. Like, who got the least amount of lines? That guy's gone.
Yeah. So yeah, if we're judging it by that, Peacemaker, Rick Flag,
Pete Davidson.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Pete Davidson is dead.
Well, I can't imagine he's going to stay long.
If they don't kill him like in the first minute.
Yeah, shout outs to the animated Suicide Squad, the last one they did, which I think was a better movie than the actual first Suicide Squad movie, because they really captured what it's supposed to be. Suicide Squad, half of these people are not coming back, and I think that plus James Gunn equals bank.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's it. I can't see how this is going to fail. unless he
We
goes
can
up
agree on
with him.
we can agree on who's coming back, right? There are 3 characters that are definitely coming back,
Harley Quinn.
right?
Harley Quinn, Bloodsport,
No. 3 characters definitely come back.
King Shark,
King Shark comes back.
King Shark.
Harley Quinn, King Shark, one more.
Amanda Waller.
Ah,
She has to set the groups up. That's the whole
I
thing.
wasn't thinking her because I don't really think her as a member of the squad. She's more just like like the government. But yeah, that would still make 3.
So who was your third?
The most obvious one.
So who's your third?
Rick Flag.
Didn't I say Rick Flag?
He just said that he's gonna kill, he's gonna die. He possibly.
No, I never said Rick Flag was gonna die. I think Bloodsport would die before Rick Flag.
Well, I mean, they didn't show much in the movie, but yeah, we'll see.
Whoever
All right, guys.
with the Suicide Squad, usually the big name characters always make it back, but there's usually a de facto leader of the Suicide Squad. Usually it's Deadshot in the comics. And for whatever reason, well, we can't have Deadshot because Deadshot, Will Smith said, I'm not doing this. I'm going to be faithful to my wife. So I'm not going to come over here and do this film. But he gets replaced over here. But that makes Rick Flag the de facto leader. So he makes it. He
Hello?
also did a very good turn in Altered Carbon, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, saw it.
He did. Yeah.
He did. And then they had a second season with, of course,
Anthony Mackie.
character who plays Sam Wilson, the Falcon.
Reminded me why he needs to pick up that shield. A good lead there.
Go down the rabbit hole.
Okay, guys. So hey, overall, we all liked it. We want to definitely see more. James Gunn, keep pumping out some more stuff. Spinner Rack.
Out.
Out. Come join